Hello and welcome to Travel in the Know with me, Philip Saunders. Believe me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Mouse traps at the ready, that's all I'm going to say at this stage. Like every university student, all those years back in the mid-1980s, I loved to go out for a doner kebab. And my favourite place was Theo's Kebab House at Leeds University. Now, Jay Rayner, the great food critic, was actually at Leeds at the same time, so I wonder if he ever ate there and if he's watching this review. If you did, let me know what you thought of it. Anyhow, I loved it. It probably wasn't the most delicious food in the world, but it was filling for a student and quite cheap. And to be honest, I've always enjoyed doner kebabs ever since, but I've never thought of going to a chain restaurant. I'd always go to a private small restaurant which I trusted and which I liked. For example, here in Kingston, there's one that I prefer above all others. It's called Cappadocia, after the beautiful region of Turkey in Asia, and it is a great restaurant and they serve the most incredible kebabs. But today I decided to give my favourite kebab a rest and to visit one of the fastest growing chains in the United Kingdom. That is German Doner Kebab. They're not only here, you can find them in the United Arab Emirates, I think in the Netherlands, and also in Saudi Arabia. They get great reviews on Google from their loyal customers, although the same certainly can't be said from my friend Greeno. So I thought I'd go and have a look. But my goodness me, I was in for a big surprise. Let's take this from the beginning. I think I should add that my original intention was to do a comparison with Lucas Podolski's kebab shops in Germany, but I think that'll have to wait another time. There's far too much happening in this explosive Tom and Jerry episode to let you see anything else at all. Here we are outside German Doner Kebab in Kingston. It's right by a bus station, so it's extremely busy at the best of times. Not sure whether that attracts people into the restaurant or not. I've come early because it definitely gets a bit busy. Let's remember, this is one of the fastest growing chains of food anywhere in the UK, that's for sure. But let's go and have a look for ourselves. Well, with all due respect to the creators of GDK, they ought to get their geography of Berlin right. Lots of those places are not in the right place, particularly the Brandenburg Gate. Not sure about Checkpoint Charlie, and the Siegersäule has never been in that position to the Brandenburg Gate or the Reichstag. In terms of the map, they should know a little bit better if they've been around since 1989. That is the year in which the Berlin Wall fell. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of food for me to eat here. This is going to be fun, I hope. Right, my first comments are that all of the surfaces are very clean. Now, I've come in at around about 11:45 a.m, so there are not many people in the shop. You'd expect it to start off clean. I think it's quite hard to keep a doner kebab place as clean as some types of food, so it's quite nice, I think, how this is presented. Trays with paper which stretch over the trays, which I think actually means you don't really have to touch the trays either, which is good from a cleanliness perspective. Also, a little fork given to you automatically, and you don't have to pick them up yourself. You get little GDK branded serviettes. I think that's all super. There have been so many negative reviews on the one hand, you wonder how it is going to taste and if it can really be anywhere near as good as a mom and pop's Turkish kebab or Greek gyros. But on the other hand, this chain is growing so fast in the UK and in other countries that perhaps it's right to give it a go. I don't know what to go for first, but I think I'm going to try the main kebab. Well, first of all, it's well filled and the bread wrap looks really nice and it's got little sesame seeds on it as well. Let's try it and take a little bit of strand of meat. Okay, so the first observation is it's not hot. And yet I've been filming it for a minute, but it doesn't excuse the fact it's not hot. It should be. The bread's pretty decent. And I like the sesame seeds, which you can actually taste in the bread as well. The garlic sauce is certainly not as strong as you'd find in many independent kebab shops. Quite a reasonable amount of salad, which seems fresh. I really like the bread. In terms of the meat, they're both okay, but not a huge amount of flavour. For me, it's like a kebab slightly toned down for the British market, and perhaps that works. The more I eat, though, the spicy sauce is coming in, and it's pretty good. It's got a decent spice. Presentation-wise, you probably see the very thin layers of doner. It does look very nice. And there's certainly plenty enough filling. No question about that. And let's have a look at the fries. See how big the portion is. Perfectly reasonable. And this has got the curry spice on it. And it is a little bit reminiscent of the type of curry spices you'd get in Berlin. So I suppose you could call that slightly German. Now let's move on to the Doritos, which is apparently very popular with the kids. I've never seen a pack of Doritos like this. I quite like the fact that it comes like a packet of crisps. And the meat's definitely on top of the Doritos. There's salad in there as well. And I think I've got the spicy Doritos. That's fine. Ooh. Yep. I can see why kids would absolutely love this. And to be fair, this is one of the most original things I've ever seen in any takeaway joint targeted at children. Whether you should target fast food at children, I don't know. In terms of the taste, I thought the taste was absolutely excellent, to be fair. Is it gone? Do you know where it is? That one. I think it can. It can get through little holes. It wasn't a rat. It was a mouse. It was in that corner.
Yeah, I just saw it right across.
Right, this is unfortunate. You'll have seen me stop in mid-sentence, and that is because I saw a mouse on the floor and under the table, next table just across from me. That's why I stopped. There are plenty of witnesses. It is at around about 12:37 on, what's the date, 22nd of September at the Kingston branch. Now, that really is unfortunate because I was giving quite a warm review. And I was just going to say that for kids, it's great. Value for money, it's good. Although the meat was a little bit cold and also lacked flavour, it was decent. It was better than a lot of burger joints. But when you see a mouse, let's be honest, that really does put you off. I'm sure it can happen somewhere else as well, right? But in terms of hygiene ratings, it is a little bit worrying. So I'm afraid what was going to be quite a positive review suddenly becomes less so. And I feel really sorry to say that because the staff here are lovely. The young ladies smiling, helpful, proud of their product. And also the people in the kitchen are great. But unfortunately, you can't ignore that. Well, to be honest, I'm still in shock. In fact, I'm more in shock afterwards. I don't know. How would you react to seeing a mouse in the restaurant you're eating? Please let me know in the comments below. It's a shock. And you know, the purpose of this video was to do a contrast with Lucas Podolski's restaurants in Germany. I'm not sure yet to decide. This might well be a standalone video, I suspect. I must admit, the more I think about the experience I've just had, the more nauseous I get to feel. I've just been to a restaurant in Kingston and a mouse ran across the floor. I'm just interested to know, if something similar happened to you, what would you do?
I would probably leave the restaurant.
And anything else? Would you ever go back?
No, I wouldn't go back.
And would you feel very upset?
I would feel upset, yes.
Yeah.
I'd feel disturbed, to be honest. Because I would feel as if the chef and the kitchen is contaminated in some way. So it wouldn't be a pleasant feeling. So I wouldn't return.
Would you ask for a refund?
I would probably just leave, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone else would ask for a refund or complain in some way. But I would just quietly leave, yeah.
And Omar, are you shocked that this can happen in Kingston?
I would be very shocked if this could happen in Kingston, yeah.
But your name is?
Helen.
Hello, Helen.
Hi.
I've just been to a restaurant in Kingston, a well-known brand, and a mouse ran across the floor. I was just wondering, how would you react if that happened to you?
I'd leave. I would cancel my order. And if I'd ordered, I'd ask my money back.
You would. Would you ever go back?
No.
And how do you think about something like that happening in Kingston? Because it just happened to me. Does it surprise you?
No, I don't think so. I think where there's a lot of eateries, then there's always going to be a mouse.
But you do think that the staff should be able to prevent the mouse getting there in the first place?
Yes,
Definitely.
definitely they can prevent the mouse.
Oh dear, doesn't feel good. Lots of people won't comment on camera, but they're all fairly horrified, and they're all absolutely clear and united that they would not go back to the restaurant. The more I think about it, the more surprised I am by human behaviour. As you remember, I'd eaten all my food before I spotted the mouse. Had I seen the mouse before I'd finished my food, I assure you I would have stopped eating instantaneously. Now, there were about 6 or 7 other people in the restaurant, and they just sat there and they carried on eating. Not a single person left. What does that say about human behaviour? I'm not sure. But speaking to people in Kingston, they're very clear that if it happened to them, they'd skedaddle. Just before finishing the video, I think I should let you know that I've wandered past GDK again 2 hours after my experience, and there's a sign on the door. It says, "Sorry for technical issue. Please order from GDK app. Delivery drivers, please come to back door. Thank you." So clearly they are taking immediate action about this mouse infestation, perhaps. Anyhow, that much should be appreciated. Good firm action, which is what you would expect from a responsible chain of restaurants. If you enjoyed this review, if that's the right word, and I'm going to go and lie down somewhere for a couple of hours, then please don't forget to subscribe, like the video. Wrong way around, my mental faculties are being impacted, and of course ask for notifications, and if you understand how, give me your hype points. We'll see you again, I hope, on a much happier vlog soon, and let's hope the doner kebabs in Germany are an awful lot better. Goodbye.